He just, I think, really thrives on making people better and making people feel better.
I have more respect and more love for my dad today than I ever have, because I just have seen all that he has done and he's still doing.
My father was first generation Italian. He had 4 sisters and 4 brothers. So he was one of 9. He was the second youngest. And he told me that his mother would go to the store and make them like mortadella, salami sandwiches on this great Italian bread and wrap it in newspaper. So he'd be walking to school and they were embarrassed because everyone had little lunch boxes and peanut butter and jelly, and they're embarrassed walking with their sandwiches wrapped in newspaper, but everyone wanted their sandwich. I mean, who wouldn't want a sandwich that was fresh salami? But for them, it was, a little bit of an embarrassment. And so growing up in, an Italian family in Wilmette was definitely a different experience. But they all seem to be really close and have, a really good time together.
I mean, he loves sports. He was in football at Arizona State. He was athletic, and you can tell.
He was really into track. He ran a lot, and he broke all sorts of records in track, which I thought was really interesting. And the amazing thing about the fact that he won these medals or broke these records is that he had flat feet. So his feet would always hurt, but yet he was still able to break these records.
I do remember the first time I heard the sweetest voice in the wide world.
You can sit here if you want.
The way my parents met, or so I was told, was near Arizona State University, where they both went, and a big tradition was whitewashing the A. They have letters for different mountains.
When they were in their fraternity and sorority, people used to have to go up and paint the A on the mountain in Arizona, and my parents had just gotten to ASU, and they were part of this group.
And so my mom was up there, because it was a freshman thing, I think a freshman thing to do their freshman year. And my dad was throwing the whitewash on people.
And my mom thought, oh my God, what a jerk, But it's just, that's how my dad was. I mean, he'd take a situation and he would just, be silly.
So my mom thought he was nuts, but they ended up meeting, and then my dad kept pursuing her, and he asked her to go to church to get her to like him. So,
and it worked.
Yeah, it worked. It worked. My dad still has a great sense of humor. He really does.
Humor was a big part of our life, and whether it's, if you got in trouble, it usually ended, in humor.
I remember my father taking us on trips too, all over the place, educational trips, like to Boston.
Taking driving trips to Arizona.
We went on the Freedom Trail.
It was great. We would sleep like in the back, and I just can't even remember any fighting, which I'm sure he remembers. He always tried to do his best and let us see and experience as much as he could give us. I mean, I just can't believe he took 6 kids and drove with my mother to Arizona.
My dad said, I'm going to give you a credit card, and this was just after graduation from culinary school. I'm going to give you a credit card, and if you really need it for something, you can use it. And I said, if I run out of money and I need some money, I'll do that. I bought a car a month later with it. I needed a car. He said, if you really need it, use it. I needed a car. I had to get around. I knew he wanted me to see everything. But he was really behind me 100%.
Yeah, every weekend we had to rake the leaves with Dad. Yeah, and picking weeds, mostly when we were punished, we had to pick the weeds. That was our punishment.
Well, our punishment was weeding our yard, and we had a pretty big yard. So he would know that we were so mad. We'd all be, in bad moods and cranky. So he would literally I can remember him dancing, like kicking his legs up, like and walking backwards to make us laugh, and it was really funny. He was very funny, and he definitely put a lot of effort into making us laugh.
I mean, he's very sensitive, and he's very caring. I mean, not only to us, but to everybody. I mean, at work, he always had a revolving door. People would go in there and tell him their problems, and he would help them.
You know, in the Highwood Chamber, they started Highwood Days, and Highwood Days now raised a lot of money for the city of Highwood. He would campaign for, you know, the mayor of Highwood. And I think because of that, people know his passion.
They had a party for him for the Chamber of Commerce, and for all he's done. And people came up and talked about him and all he's done. And I just, right when the party was over, I went up and hugged him. And I was so proud of him. I never knew how much he did. I mean, I knew he did a lot, but he just has done so much for people.
You know, he, on top of building up a successful insurance business from scratch, you know, he had to raise 6 wild kids, which I just can't believe it because I'm a father of 2. I couldn't imagine what it's like to to raise 6 kids.
Like I said, a lot of people have respect for him, but, you know, he deserves it.
You must strive to find your own voice, because the longer you wait to begin, the less likely you are to find it at all. Seize the day.
The most important thing my dad taught me was really to take advantage of every opportunity. And the reason I say that is because I know it's very important to him to give us every opportunity.
My dad taught me, well, to take life seriously. I didn't learn that until I was, what, 30?
So not going to a business school and stuff, I just learned from my father the way he dealt with people, whether I saw him in his office or in situations, or how thorough he was on doing something. And I just took all that I saw and just put it into running these businesses, and now I'm able to do it. And people always say to me, where'd you learn your business skills and stuff? I say, my father.
The thing my father taught me the most was no matter what I did, to do the best that I can, do the best in everything. No matter, he always said, no matter what you do the best you can. Work at it with all your heart.
Happy birthday, Dad. I can't believe it's 70. You know, thank you for all you've done for me, which I could never repay, or I am a very lucky person. I'm sure all my brothers and sisters think that, but again, just thanks. Have a great 70th, and you look like you're 50.
You know, I love you, Dad, and I only hope that when I am your age that I have the energy, the passion, and the commitment to life that you have, and that I look as good too. So I hope you have a great day. You totally deserve it.
Dad, happy birthday. You look amazing, and I appreciate all the attention. I'm one of 6, but you really gave us all individual attention and guidance, and I think it's served me very well, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate the strength I have because of you. So happy birthday, I love you, and thanks so much for the wonderful memories and being such a great, committed father.
Happy birthday, Dad, and just want to thank you for all you have done for me and all you still will do for me. No, I'm just very blessed that you're my father.
We love you so much, and we're just praying, you know, every day for you, and that you'll have many more years of health and good fortune in your life that you can spend with Mom. We're very blessed to have both of you, and I just want to say happy 70th birthday.
Dad, happy birthday. Very exciting to be doing this video for your birthday. Thanks for everything that you've done, everything you've instilled in me, and the help and the partnership that we have even today. And my hat's off to you. Great job.